We now welcome Karen Skinner Parks, one of the organizers of an event called Be Ready, Be Safe. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Excited to be here.
Karen, I had a chance to take a look at the notes about the event, Be Ready, Be Safe, on Saturday, May 12th, and it's a huge menu of events within the big event.
Within the big event, yes.
So many things happening.
We're going to have multiple workshops. I'm a member of Bronx Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority here in the Bronx, and we're collaborating with Pelham Gardens Middle School, which is also here in the North Bronx at Gunther Avenue off of Gun Hill Road. And we have multiple sponsors that have helped us to prepare this program. The name of the program is called Be Ready, Be Safe. And what it is a total, as you say, menu of workshops for not only teens, but also adults. We have a habit of being reactive when things happen. And, you know, there have been multiple fires, and there have been multiple emergencies, and whether it's because of a heater, but most of the time they're from overusage of our surge protector or different things that are happening in the home. And what we want to do is prepare our community to be safe, you know, and if something does happen, we have the New York City Fire Department that's going to be there, and they're going to have this big trailer, which we call it the smokehouse. The kids go through it like it's a ride.
People might think it's a haunted house trailer, but
exactly,
it's not.
But what it is you going through this trailer, and you're going through a dark, just like a fire. You're going through this dark room where you can't see anything. There's going to be smoke. And what the fire department does is they teach you how to get out of your house safely. You know, so I'm excited about that. I've been through it once, and it is as much as it's exciting.
For both children and adults?
And adults, yes, children and adults. And then we also have them talk about safety in the home. Things like we have our surge protectors, and we go pick them up at the 99-cent store, whatever is cheaper. How thick is this cord? How long is this cord? But we forget about the wattage. We forget about that this is only 1850, this is only 1650, and you can't put one thing that's 1250 watts along with your microwave.
People think that as long as the extension cord looks thick, they can put on it everything.
Everything, and you can't. So we're overpowering our circuits, and we're creating the fires that are in our home. So they teach us how to do that. They teach us how to react to stove fires, grease fires, electrical fires in the home, what kind of different fire extinguishers.
Some people say that some of these fire prevention training is common sense, but you were telling me off camera that you disagree.
No, it's not common sense, because unfortunately, I was in a fire once, and it's very, very scary. When you're in a fire, you automatically are going to panic. And it's not common sense. You have to be taught. You have to be prepared. Even things as much as, where do you meet? If you live in a building where someone lives on one floor and your other parents live on another floor, you know, you all get separated. This is a dark building now that you're escaping from, and now you're looking for your family members to get out, and you don't know where everybody's at, and you don't want to keep going back into the fire, because that's not safe, to get people out.
It is vital to have a plan and a strategy.
A plan and a strategy. And that's just one aspect of Be Ready, Be Safe. You know, because another part of Be Ready, Be Safe is we also have a workshop on healthy relationships for children. And when I say children, I'm talking about young teenagers, because our teenagers are getting into relationships maybe because they've been exposed to domestic violence in their home, and they think that love should hurt, and love should not hurt, and someone caring for you should not hurt. So they have to see what the difference is between what is healthy and what's not healthy, because unfortunately in the Bronx, child trafficking is not elsewhere. It's here. It's in our neighborhood. It's in our buildings. It's in the neighborhoods where we live. Unfortunately, we have a lot of these motels in our community in which we had fought, you know, in protests against having them, but they're there. And our children are sitting in the parks, and they're coming outside of school, and they're having this nice gentleman or this nice person that's treating them well. And, you know, they're mad at their mother or mad at their brother or whatever. And they're like, oh, this guy he's so nice. And next thing you know, they're being subjected and being pulled into a relationship that they have to understand and realize that's not healthy, and they shouldn't be going towards these things. So we also have workshops in what to avoid, you know, what to look for. You know, these are things that are not taught. You know.
This training is also very important for parents to know how to manage these kinds of situations.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have a gentleman that comes to speak about stand up to violence, you know, because our neighborhoods are also plagued, unfortunately, with some gangs. But we also are teaching young men and young ladies how to control their anger, you know, how to control yourself. You know, they always say it takes two people to have an argument, but you have to control your self-control, you know, in order to avoid getting into situations that then lead to violence. You know, Stand Up to Violence is a program out of Jacoby Hospital in which they treat violence like a disease, you know, where, you know, you try to find a cure. You know, a lot of times it's easy to say, you know, put the gun down, put the knife down, put whatever down. It's like, but you have to see what is going on in these incidents in yourself that creates those scenarios. So if you first control yourself, then you can control how everybody else reacts.
You're basically describing me a guide for survival and a guide for life.
Well, it's
in
be
many
ready,
ways.
be safe. You know, you want to be ready for these circumstances, and you want to keep, the goal is always to get home safely, you know, for you to be safe as an individual. You know, so
How many people participate in the fair every year?
we usually have a couple of hundred that show up because it's open to the community. It's not just open to the school. You know, it's open to the community, so we encourage everybody to come out.
Registration is recommended, though.
Registration is recommended. You can go to BeReadyBeSafe2018.eventbrite.com, or you can call Pelham Gardens School, and that number is 718-794-9750. And the guidance counselor, Mrs. Bryant, because she's there she's one of the guidance counselors at the Pelham Gardens School. She's there to register children that are in the school, but also to register anybody that calls to help.
You also have courses on self-defense.
Yes, we have a self-defense course so that you can be ready in the event, you know, that you are attacked or something like that happens. So we have self-defense. We have blood pressure screening for not only the adults but also for the young children that are there at the school, because as I was listening to one of the other speakers, is we're eating a lot of processed food, and we're not getting enough activity. You used to have gym every single day in school. You know, now it's once, twice, you know, so we're trying to keep the children healthy. So, you know, we have a Zumba class that's going to be taken. You know, the children are going to be coming in, the adults are going to be coming in. There's 6 basically major workshops, and they're going to be put on wristbands. And they're going to go through a network where every single class that's happening, every single child that goes through the program, every single adult that goes through the program will have an opportunity to be exposed to all the workshops that are there. Because when one workshop is finished, you're going to be moved over to the next
This is the third year that the event is happening. On the last seconds that we have remaining, you also have a workshop on Dress for Success.
Dress for Success, teaching young men how to tie ties, how to wear appropriate clothing for job interviews. We also have financial literacy, in which we're going to teach parents and let them know we have New York Life coming to the program, which is also going to teach parents and children that college is affordable. You know, that there is a way that they can save their money. Also, the availability of free money, of grants and scholarships that are available, you know, in the program. So we're going to go through multiple, like you said, a menu of many things. Free ID, library card, voters registration, because we're teaching children and adults. This is a very important election coming up. If you want to make changes, you have to vote. You just can't complain about
Thank you,
it.
Karen, for joining us today. Be ready, be safe on Saturday, May 12th from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Pelham Gardens Middle School on at 2545 Gunther Avenue.
Yes, and we encourage everybody to come. Registration is recommended, but just show up and come. You won't be sorry.
There you have it. We will return after the break.